What's up, everyone? It's your boy King A here, and today we are here with our Realm of Legends guide for our post 12.0 for the post 12.0 patch. So I've kind of come up with a couple different ways that you can get through Realm of Legends. I think the main idea is to have a decently hard-hitting champ that you can that you're relatively good with, that you can sustain a long combo with. And then for Wolverine, basically just use Guillotine, or I think Brian Grant did a video on this, where he used the Yondu and just spammed that his special one, and it basically infinite heal blocks. And I don't think there are any other. You used to be able to use a Max Scarlet Witch, but that's why this is a post 12.0 video, and you can't do that now. So I guess options for hard-hitting champs. If you have a dupe Drax, his Fury can build, and his bleed does a decent amount of damage. Thor is also dupe Thor is also good. Hyperion, you don't even need to have him duped. Actually, let's look class specifically. So first we'll go with science. I don't know if there's any science you could use. Um, I think the only viable one would be Quake, but she doesn't really hit that hard, so I wouldn't advise using her. In Yellow Jacket is another example of someone who could hit hard, but he probably doesn't hit hard enough. So you probably aren't looking for anyone from the science class. Now in the skill class, Black Panther, his bleed is very powerful, so he could be another good hard-hitting champ. Winter Soldier doesn't hit hard enough over long fights. You could use Agent Venom and just spam his L1 over and over. And if you have deep wounds, you're going to be doing a crazy amount of damage. Because even at rank 3, let's look at how much bleed he does. I want to, hold on, special attacks. It doesn't show. So special attack, yeah, deals 1400 damage over 4 seconds. But the only problem with this is it only has a 65% chance to inflict bleed. It's increased by 25, so that's a 90% chance on the L3, but you don't get the L3 that much. So if you have 1482, and let's do some quick math here. 1482 divided by 4. I guess that's about 3.8. So 380 damage per second. And then if you add 2.5 more seconds, that's over 2,000 damage you do on every bleed. And that's about every 10 hits. So it might be viable. I don't know if it's viable enough. But Black Panther's bleed, especially if you have him duped, you have him as a 4-star at rank 4 or rank 5, or you have him as a 5-star at rank 2, 3, or 4, should hit hard enough for you to be able to make it through a lot of these champs in a relatively decent amount of time. Now for mutants, X-23 and Wolverine are probably the only ones. Yeah, they're definitely the only ones. Maybe you could use a Max Storm, maybe as a 5-star or rank 4 Storm, because their specials do hit very hard. But you're probably going to end up doing more damage with the X-23 or Wolverine. X-23 hits harder. Her at max rank, her bleed does about 300 more per bleed, but you can only stack 5 at a time. So you Wolverine, if you get lucky with Wolverine, he'll deal a little bit more damage, but X-23 definitely over long sustained fights will do a ton of damage. I don't think anyone else in the mutant class really has the sustained damage output to uh, to take down um, these champions fast enough for viability. I already talked about Cosmics, so a dupe Drax, Hyperion, a dupe Thor. Also, Spider-Man, no, Cosmic Spider-Man, so Black Spider-Man. If you stack a lot of his armor breaks, and if you spend like the first couple, the first minute of the fight just stacking armor breaks, I think you can max it out at about 14, and you just fire off his L2s over and over. I think at rank 5 you can do about 15 or 20,000 damage per L2. So that might be another strategy. I don't know. You'd have to be really good at parrying. So that would be another good strategy. Potentially if you don't have any of those other champions that I mentioned before. The tech class, I think the only real viable option is Star-Lord. You can use a 3-star Star-Lord. I'd probably say, or you can use a max 3-star Star Lord. Um, if you're going to, I'd probably advise to use some attack boost energies or some crit and cruelty boost energies for the Star Lord. But definitely a rank 3 4-star Star Lord, a rank 4 4-star Star Lord, or rank 5 4-star Star Lord can get them down can get the bosses down relatively quickly. If you have a rank 4 5-star Star Lord, you probably already beat Realm Legends anyway. But yeah, if you have a Star Lord, you get him to rank 4 and he's duped. He only really needs to be duped one time. I think at rank 3 or rank 4, you can probably take each boss down in about 250 hits. And then for the Mystic, um, I think Scarlet Witch is probably the only real viable option in the Mystic class. Um, so if you get lucky and you put a crit T behind her, um, you can you can definitely get lucky enough that you can take down these bosses in 300 or 400 hits. And then Guillotine is also essential for Wolverine. It doesn't really matter what star rank she's at, and she doesn't really need to be duped either. Um, but here, I will look at her info and I will tell you exactly why she can beat Wolverine. So, it's not really in her signature ability, um, but her special attack 2 consumes 2 souls to place a phantasm on the opponent, reversing all healing effects for 10 seconds. So basically what you want to do, and you can also get a bleed, which does a decent amount of damage. Basically what you want to do is you want to save up your L2, try and get it as fast as possible. So play very aggressive, a lot of parries, a lot of you might even want to do a lot of risky intercepts. As long as you have that down decently well. You can also watch Dorky Diggity Dave's video on it. But yeah, you want to fire off your L2 on Wolverine, and you do want to make sure that his power stays at full the entire time for these 10 seconds, and you just want to hit him over and over so he has a much higher chance to trigger his healing effect. So if he's at max power, he's going to... Actually, the power doesn't matter on Realm of Legends Wolverine, so never mind about that. But you want to try and hit him as much as you can so he gets as many healing effects. You do also have to get lucky, so it might take a few tries to get him down with Guillotine. But yeah, that is how you get him down with Guillotine. I'm actually going to go in and show you exactly how you can do that. I'm not going to go against Realm of Legends Winter Soldier Wolverine because I didn't feel like doing that before recording because I'm lazy. But anyway, um, so yeah, I guess I'll just show off a very conventional method. Basically, you want to have your one champ. You want to have Guillotine. So you're basically only going in with 2 champs that you're actually going to use for fighting. So you want to have your hard-hitting champ. For this example, I'm going to just put Star-Lord in there, and then you want to have your Guillotine rank 4-star. There's also 5-star, so you can have 5-star one, 4-star one, 3-star one, or 2-star one, because those are in the premium hero crystals. And then what you want to do is try and find a lot of attack boosting synergies. Does Hyperion have them? So the best team that people usually use for this is a synergy like this. So you have Magneto, or you have Cyclops, who gains 5% attack from Magneto and 115 critical damage rating from Wolverine, which is, I think it's about no, I think it's about 20% critical damage. I'm not exactly sure. And then you get precision and even more attack with Magneto, and then from Wolverine you get even more crit and even more cruelty. So I think as a 3-man team, this is definitely the best synergy that you can use to increase attack. Another good strategy you could use um, is, I detailed this in an earlier video on how to on a Road to the Labyrinth Chapter 3 guide, so you can check that out if you're interested. But you can use Civil War Black Panther, um, where's also as a 3-star, and I think you can, if you have him as a 5-star as well, this could be very useful. So it is called synergy called Skill Domination, which makes any bleed champion deal 25% more bleed damage. And then if you, I think if you put in Winter Soldier, yes. Um, you also get this increased damage. So you get the increased damage from the bleed, and then or from the Nemesis synergy, and then from the skill domination fury, skill domination synergy, you get even more bleed damage. So with your Black Panther, you're actually going to be doing a lot of bleed damage over the course of this fight. And she also, yeah, she only gets an armor rating. I didn't think it was too critical. So yeah, that's definitely a very good team you can use for Black Panther. Um, you know what? I'll just go in with this team just to show you that you don't need a Star-Lord to get down some of these champs. One of the only problems with this team is that against Vision, um, Vision is in fact bleed immune. So you're gonna be doing a, a pretty long fight if when you hit Vision, um, which is why it's better to use a Star Lord or like a Thor or a Hyperion, because those champs don't require a bleed to get most of their damage. So I'm just gonna show kind of how much damage this Black Panther can do on each of his bleed stacks. Um, so it's 129 per tick, and you're probably gonna get I don't know, you're probably gonna get one or two for every combo that you do. And another smart thing that you can do with Black Panther is you can try and stack a bunch right before he uses his level 3, and right when you do that, you can double the amount of bleed stacks that Black Panther has. So I'm gonna bait out this O1, try do one combo, see how many bleed stacks I can get, do a parry. If I could get lucky and get a couple bleed stacks. Nope, game doesn't like me. So I'm at 4 right now. And then when you use your special, I think you have about a 90% chance for each bleed stack to add an additional bleed. So see right there, I hit 7. So now you have a lot of bleed stacks, and just play super aggressively, and now you can really see that the damage is in fact ramping up. So I'm gonna go to 100 hits, and just to kind of show you guys how much damage this Black Panther is doing. This definitely isn't the only strategy. As I mentioned previously, there are also a lot of other people from classes. Sometimes people will use the L2 on Black Panther because it has an increased crit rating. So he's going to get a couple bleeds from those. But I would definitely advise to just save for the L3. Wait until you have like 3 or 4 bleed stacks. And then sometimes you can get crazy and just get up to 6. Just based on the raw, just based on the crit ones that you get. But yeah, definitely wait. If you have a 5-star, try and get that 20% boost for the damage, and you just see that the bleed stack will just double, and you can visibly see his attack, or not his attack, but his health draining. I think I'm just gonna die, or I don't want to quit. Yeah, I'm gonna quit. Just to show you guys. Because I think I did about 90,000 damage, and that was what, a 100 hit combo with a rank 2 5-star. Yeah, I did over 100,000 damage. So that's gonna be about a 500 hit combo, but it really isn't too hard to get to that 500 that 500 combo mark. As long as you have a decent amount of revives and units, it really shouldn't be too hard. Another thing you can do. Oh, we won our war. That's great. I'll also show you how to use Guillotine's heal reversal tactic. So you won't actually see the heal reversal in here, but I'm just gonna kind of show you, give advice on how you should play with Guillotine as she can be used against Wolverine. So parries, try and get all the parries you have. Try and play very aggressively. Just kind of going for the kill, I guess it would be the best advice. And the key is her souls. So she gets a soul for every, I think it's 6% of health she takes down. And it takes her 2 souls to apply the, here you'll see the debuff here in a minute. So you see her 2 souls are now gone. But that debuff in the right, left, in the top right hand corner of the character is that heal reversal buff. And if you don't get any souls um, back, like if Wolverine doesn't heal a lot from the what's it called, from your heal reversal, just quit the fight and try over, because she always starts with 4 souls. But if you do get some souls back, you should definitely continue the fight. But yeah, I think that's it for the Realm of Legends guide post 12.0 patch. You want to have your 2 main hard hitters, and then you want to have like 3 kind of support characters that you're using with your synergy, and then just have a guillotine. It doesn't matter what star she is. They all have that heal reversal. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy, if you did find this helpful, um, please consider liking and subscribing. Comment if you have any questions. Um, but yeah, if you are seeing this on the dates uploaded, I am live streaming tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. I am live streaming Road to the Labyrinth. Also, a little bit of post 12.0 guide. But yeah, I will catch you guys later. Peace.